Raven here.
Starfire.
Today we'll be talking about, we're getting ready for Supernatural Season 10.
Yay! 6 more days! Woohoo!
So we'll be talking about our overall, because we both finally finished 9. So we'll be talking about our overall thoughts of 9, and then, some stuff about Season 10. We'll try not to repeat everything we said last time in the last video, because that was a like promo review thing.
Yeah.
So,
and that was just basically the promo for season 10 that we saw. So I don't think we're really gonna repeat all that.
Maybe we'll talk about like what we hope might happen.
Yeah.
Like on top of some of the stuff that has been asked to the actors and what they say about what's coming up. So that's what you have to look forward to. If you're wondering why I'm the one wearing the jacket, that's because I'm keeping the wind off of my neck. I am almost, I think I'm doing pretty good. I think my cold's almost gone.
Awesome.
Maybe. Just got a really bad
And I
cough.
just got this shirt on Sunday.
Yeah,
So,
awesome.
Yes, my shirt. Supernatural shirt.
I want one. I don't have that type of shirt. I don't have a Hunger Games shirt. I don't know how I need to get serious about my fandoms, don't I?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start. What's up first?
Our thoughts on season 9.
Ready? You go first.
Okay, well, I just kind of did an outline of, like, things that happened during the season, and, of course, the first thing that happens is, after, you know, what happened in season 8 with Sam and the trials and everything, and almost dying, you know, Dean basically sends out a thing to all the angels to get help, and
send an open prayer.
Yes.
Which is dangerous.
And some of them come to try to kill him, but another one...
Where do you go when I do this?
Yes.
Ow!
But another one actually agrees to help him, and he goes by Ezekiel, who we find out later is not even his name.
It's Gadriel,
yes.
right?
Yes. Yeah. So that whole Sam being possessed by an angel thing.
Yeah, that was good. It got a little annoying, I think.
Yeah.
Because Gadriel kept popping up when Dean
And it was weird
talking.
because Dean would be like, you know, he would change into the angel thing, and Dean was like, oh crap.
You'd be in the middle of a conversation with the angel, Gadriel would disappear, and then he'd be like, and Sam would pick up in the middle of their conversation, and Dean would be like
nothing even happened.
What were we talking about?
Yeah. So, and then of course Cass being a human now and losing his grace from Metatron and having to, you know, get used to being human and living the human life. Eating, sleeping, working.
Sleeping in the store.
Yeah. I actually thought it was kind of cool to see him as a human, though.
Yeah.
Because he finally understood what it was like for Sam and Dean. And, like, that, you know, when they were trying to do that spell to get Gadriel, and Sam and Cass finally, like, hugged and had that, you know, heart-to-heart thing. He finally got, like,
He
got through to
compared
Sam.
us to peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
And he got through to Sam.
Which I don't even like.
I like peanut butter sandwiches.
Peanut butter and pickle.
Ew.
My grandma made me eat it when I was in elementary.
But you like them now.
Yeah, it tasted amazing.
Anyway. Yeah, I liked seeing that storyline with him being human.
Yeah. Yeah, that whole Sam feeling guilty for Kevin's death.
Oh yeah, that too. And it wasn't just Sam that felt guilty. Dean felt responsible. Cass even felt responsible.
So did Garth.
You know, and Garth did too.
The werewolf lycanthrope piece of crap.
That was so weird. I can't believe he turned into a werewolf.
Right. He doesn't even, like, when I picture a werewolf, I don't picture someone scrawny and weak like him. I picture someone buff and, I don't know. I mean, whether they're ugly or not, they're usually chiseled. I'm being realistic here.
No, I know. I just think it's funny.
I mean, if you watch the movie Underworld, then you know not all of them are cute.
No.
You watch the Underworld series.
Yeah. But yeah, they all responsible. I mean, I think Dean felt the most responsible just because, you know, he just always does. Like, he's the one that feels like he puts everybody else's needs before his own, basically. And, you know, people that he really cares about, he always puts first, and then they die or something, and he feels like it's his fault.
Yeah. When he's close to anyone, they tend to die.
Mm-hmm.
So he pushes Sam away, and you're like, what? But then at the same time, you kind of understand, because the only person that didn't die when he got close to them was that chick and her son.
Oh, Lisa.
Yeah.
Yeah. I loved them.
But he had to erase her memories.
Because
so...
she got possessed by a demon. I'm sad. I liked her.
So basically, he loses everyone that gets close to him. So, and he's lost Sam a few times. Like, what, twice?
Yeah.
I think it was just twice. Was it just twice? It was hard to keep track. Those boys keep dying. But, yeah.
Well, Dean's died twice, and Sam's died twice, right?
Yeah, Sam was the first one to die, and then I consider going into the pit of hell as the vessel of Satan as dying.
Lucifer, yeah.
So, it's the same difference.
No, I know. It's just his name, his angel name. Yeah, so Sam, of course, died at the end of season 2. Dean died at the end of season 3. And then Sam died again in season 9. Well, technically.
In the Satan pit.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. So, yeah, they both died twice.
No, I mean, because season 9, he technically was in a coma. He wasn't dead, but he was in a coma. And then that's when he had the angel possess him.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
But Dean's died twice.
Yeah. Yes. Once because he sold his soul. And then...
Second time for Metatron.
Yeah. Season finale of 9.
Freaking Metatron, man. I'm gonna punch you.
Let's go in order here. What's next on our list?
I have Charlie's episode and Going to Oz with Dorothy.
I felt a connection between her and Dorothy.
Yes. I thought that was actually kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, like... she does not keep it a secret. She's totally out of the closet.
Yeah,
and...
Oh, you mean Dorothy or Charlie?
No, Charlie.
Yeah.
But, like... Dorothy came from the era where it was basically, you know...
Forbidden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot like the old, like, army regulations of don't ask, don't tell.
Mm-hmm.
Which got revoked, so that's open now.
Yeah.
But, so it was really interesting to see, like, Dorothy kind of almost hitting on Charlie. I was like, wait, what? I was like, what's going on here?
Yeah. I was actually, like, before we did this morning, I was actually in the library and I was reading, like, on one of the fan forum boards.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at the Dean and Charlie thread.
Because that's totally gonna happen.
No, because, like, a brother-sister thing.
Okay.
And
makes more sense.
They were saying that they hope that she comes back and she can, like, help find a cure for him in season 10.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, if she came back while he was still a demon, then that would be kind of like, she'd be so pissed at Sam.
Yeah, she would. Well, actually, I think she'd probably be more pissed at Crowley, because Sam is really pissed at Crowley.
I don't think she's met Crowley.
No.
So she doesn't have a face to the name.
She'd probably be mad at Sam.
So until she has a face to the name, I think she'd be more mad at Sam and Cass.
Yeah, she would.
Has she met Cass?
I don't think so.
Well, she comes.
Did she?
When she comes back. she will finally meet
Yeah.
Cass.
But anyway, I liked what people were saying because they're like, you know, she like her and Dean think a lot alike, and like
Mhm.
with where he uses a lot of guns for killing, she uses her computers to like hack and stuff.
Yeah.
And so like since like they kind of have that connection and they have that bond, like she might be able to help him in some way.
Mhm.
And so I thought that was really cool. I was like, yeah, that would be an awesome reason for her to come back. So
It would. Yeah, but that whole, I like the fact that it was Charlie that saved the day
yeah.
in that episode. Charlie's my favorite character. I'm sorry.
You mean favorite female character?
And she's my...
Or just your favorite
besides-
character in general?
Besides Dean, because
She's your
I'm not a Sam girl.
Oh, well,
Besides Dean...
I'm not either. Here, let's
She's
cover
my
Sam
favorite-
and just show Dean.
Yes.
There.
Beside, she's my favorite living character besides Dean. Let's say it that way.
Yeah.
She's my favorite.
Although I
living
really like
character.
Cass too. I'd say Cass is probably like my second.
Okay, in the hierarchy of cuteness, not just because of looks, but attitude, it's Dean, Cass, then Sam.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
I mean, Cass has
But
beautiful
Cass's
blue eyes.
kind of stupidity makes him cute.
But he has such pretty eyes.
He does.
Like, seriously. He's got really pretty eyes.
He does. And eyes matter. They
His
are the
blue
windows
eyes
to the
just like
soul.
stand out. They're beautiful.
They are. Dean's are better.
Yes. He has pretty green eyes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so moving on from Charlie, unfortunately.
Okay, Dean. I put down like the dog Dean afternoon one just because it's funny and I had to mention that. And it was
Yelling at the bird.
and it was
That's so
definitely
pissed.
comic relief in a season that was very dark and very intense. So,
It was fun seeing Dean get so loose.
yeah, it was fun seeing like the comic side of him for once, because like in this season he had to be very, you know,
Dramatic.
intense and dramatic,
Mhm.
and go to those like areas where
Go to those places.
those places that are hard to go to.
Yeah.
So,
Emotionally.
emotionally, yeah. So.
Yeah.
I mean, even though this happened early in the season before the
Mhm.
Mark of Cain and all that, it still was nice to see something funny.
Yeah. And how he let the dog in the car.
Yes.
He let the dog in the car, not Sam. He did. And then the dog barked in it. And he wasn't mad about it.
I like how when like he first starts communicating with him and like the dog is all saying this stuff about the music and Dean gets all mad. He's like, you know, that's Mr. Roboto, you bitch. That was funny. That was funny.
Yeah.
And yeah, the bird thing, he was like gonna shoot the bitch.
Yeah. Because the pitcher was getting ready to dump a whole, like, truckload of crap on his car.
Yeah.
Or so it said. Yeah, and it was...
It's funny because he can communicate with like not only dogs but like all animals.
Yeah, apparently there's a basic language that they all speak. Like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's funny.
Next.
I really liked that Bad Boys episode when we learned more about his past when he was at that boys' home. I thought that was a really interesting episode.
I liked how the waitress pretended not to know who he
Me
was.
too.
And he got so butthurt over
He
that.
did. And he's like, you do remember me, don't you?
He was like, so, and she's like, what are you boys having? And
She's just like oblivious.
yeah. Or so he thinks. She's oblivious.
Yeah. But I thought that was, I don't know,
And I liked how like she finally like at the end she understood why he had to leave.
yeah.
Yeah. It was a great episode.
And I know he like kept denying it when Sam, you know, would ask him about it.
Uh-huh.
Because, like, I don't think he wanted to make his dad look bad, even though he didn't like that he made him leave, you know?
Yeah. like, his dad had told Sam that he was out on his own hunt, and then he was actually at the boys' home.
Yeah.
And then, on prom night.
I know, right?
What the
Seriously.
crap?
Couldn't he have just at least gone to prom with her?
Right? It's like, okay, it's his first crush.
Yeah, and
Let
then we
him go
wouldn't
to prom.
Exactly. They were so cute.
They were a very cute couple.
They were.
They did a good job in picking young Dane.
Yes,
He was very cute.
they did.
In a non-creepy sort of way.
And I thought the girl was really pretty too.
Yeah. Yeah, she was. I think she looked prettier when she was younger than she did when she was older.
Yeah, me too. That's what I
They-
meant, like the
yeah.
young version of her.
They didn't do a very good job picking the older actress for that.
Yeah. She was decent, I guess, but
Yeah. Too many freckles.
yeah, I liked how, like, yeah, I mean, it was just nice to see that first love, because, like, you know,
Mhm.
earlier in the show, in like season 4 with the after school special, when you see him like in high school and you see him like kissing all these other girls and stuff, you know, that's how Dean
Yeah.
is. But seeing this, where it was like the first time that he ever really
His
like
first
loved somebody,
kiss.
yeah, it was just nice to see that, like,
Yeah.
that backstory. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Okay, I had like Kevin dying because of Metatron's influence and like the guilt, but we kind of already covered that.
Yeah.
So, let's just, I guess, go and talk about the Mark of Cain now.
Okay, Mark of Cain.
That episode was actually really intense. When
It was.
He got it.
It bugged me into crap because I couldn't figure out where the actor came from. But it was Xena.
I looked it up.
Yes. She does all the research.
I do. I love looking up information and like finding out what other things people have been on that
Yeah.
I've seen them from.
Yeah, he played Eli.
I haven't seen Xena yet. Don't hurt me.
Eli is basically like almost kind of like the Jesus
Oh, okay.
person.
Well, I mean, I saw clips of it growing up and stuff, but I
Mhm.
never like watched it regularly.
It's funny though. In Xena, he played kind of like the Jesus type person.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't hang on a cross, but
Yeah,
And then,
but he was like powerful like him.
yeah, he did healings and stuff, and he preached their version of the gospel, I
Mhm.
guess. And then in this one, he's playing Cain.
I know,
He
right?
played Jesus,
The
and now he's
firstborn.
playing Cain. I'm like, okay.
The way that they changed the story though of like, you know, his brother going to heaven so that he wouldn't have to go to hell, and him going to hell,
Yeah.
you know, I thought was like kind of clever.
Yeah, that Abel was actually he was actually doing everything because he was listening to Satan. I was like, no.
Yeah.
And then the Cain cared so much about his brother that he sacrificed his own soul so that his brother didn't have to go to hell.
And who does that sound like? Dean, hello.
Dean did sacrifice his soul so that Sam
His brother
could come
would be
back.
saved.
Yeah. So maybe that's why Cain said that he was worthy. Or it
Well, he
could've-
also said that they were a lot alike too. And they
Yeah.
are. And
Yeah.
Dean was like, I'm nothing like you. It's like, no, yeah, you are.
Right? It's like, okay, well, he's tortured and killed millions. You were in hell and tortured millions.
Mhm.
You sacrificed yourself to save your brother. Yeah. You're a lot alike.
Yes, you are. Whether he wants to admit it or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, and then when I know this is kind of going farther into it, but in the finale when, you know, he summoned Crowley and he was saying that, you know, he just had this need to kill and everything, and
He was barfing
and
up
why he
blood.
was getting sick, and Crowley was like, well, because Cain was a demon and he could handle all that, and he was powerful enough, his body like was able to
Yeah.
handle having the mark and not always killing because he was a demon, and Dean wasn't. And so but he will be now.
Yeah.
So it'll be probably different. But yeah, I thought that was, and then how it just started to affect him, because like it didn't really start to affect him until they found the blade.
Yeah.
So once they
It
found
really
the blade,
didn't do
it was all
anything.
over.
Yeah, it didn't do anything to
No,
him
it
until they
didn't.
found the blade.
Yeah, and then once like, what was that guy's name that when they went into that portal in that house?
Oh, I don't really care.
Well, anyway, the guy that
He's
like
stupid.
could disappear and was invisible and all that, the one that stuck it in his hand and like tried to make him feel all the stuff that comes with
The
with
one, the first kill
it. Yeah.
with the blade.
Mm-hmm. And then Sam was like, Dean, put the blade down.
Yeah, like Dean was totally gonna go kill Sam.
Oh yeah.
He saw it in his eyes.
Because like it was changing him. So
And Crowley being addicted to human blood.
I know. Wasn't that freaking awesome?
It was. I loved seeing like this kind of humanish side to Crowley.
At first in the season 8 finale when he was like, why won't somebody, I seriously thought he was just like playing Sam. But then it was like legit and I'm like, oh crap.
Yeah.
He's like literally like meaning this.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. I was like, when I hardly remember watching that because it was so long ago.
oh, the season 8 finale?
Yeah.
But it feels like I just watched it like
You did.
recently. I mean,
did.
but I mean like a few weeks ago, and I was on season 9 a few weeks ago.
You were on season 9 for like a week and a half.
Yes, I know. I got
So-
through that season pretty fast.
2 weeks ago, you were watching
on
the
8,
season
yeah.
finale of 8.
Okay, so I'm right.
Pretty much, yes.
Okay, moving on. I'm sorry. I feel stupid now.
Yes, we binged season 9.
Yes, because I was like, season 9.
And we wanted to catch up so that we could do this review for you guys
6 more days. I'm so excited.
now and for the new season coming up,
Yes, it's gonna be awesome.
right? Sam's gonna be hunting Dean.
And it looks like he's gonna do some dangerous things to try to find him.
Ooh.
But I think that a lot of it is his guilt, guilt from not looking for him before. So now he's gonna like go to all lengths to try to find him. And then once he discovers he's a demon, he's gonna be like super upset. So
Okay, we just skipped forward. Are we done?
pretty much, I just like, oh yeah, killing Abaddon was freaking awesome.
It was. He used the Force to call Blade.
That was freaking sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, okay, it's gonna come back to him.
The first time you've ever seen that happen on TV or movie is when Luke pulled the lightsaber from the snow on Planet Hoth and killed that
It
snow
happened.
monster.
It happened in the finale too, though, when like Metatron was, and he lost the blade and it was like over here somewhere, and he kind of put his hand out to try to get it to come back to him again. But it didn't that time, did it? Or yeah, it did. But Metatron still stabbed him before he was able to do it. Whatever. Anyway, stupid freaking Metatron. He needs to die.
He does. Who the hell would name themselves Marv?
That sounds like a criminal's name.
No offense to anyone named Marv.
but seriously, in the Home Alone movies, the wet bandit guy, his name is Marv. And so when I think of Marv, it makes me think of a criminal. And Metatron kind of is, because he was like, brainwashing people. So.
Yeah. But he could have just totally looked up into the camera and said, "I'm the."
But he had
Jesus."
a beanie, and he had like, his face was like all like he looked like a homeless person.
He did.
And I know that he was like mingling with all the homeless people, but still.
Yeah.
It was kind of annoying.
It was. I don't like Metatron. He's
I don't
too
think
annoying.
anybody likes him. I mean, he has his funny moments sometimes, but for the most part, I just want to kick his ass.
Very much so.
So, yeah. Okay, well, of course, we all know how epic the last few seconds of the finale was.
Right? The eye, when he opened his eyes, slit.
And I found this reaction video on YouTube. It was so hilarious of these three girls. And I love their faces.
Right? The two on that side of your screen were like
Yeah.
holding hands and a
And like
pillow.
gripping a pillow, and then the other girl was just had this like this blank expression on her face, like.
Like she was so shocked she didn't know what to do with herself.
And then like they were all kind of putting their hands on their mouth, like
Yeah.
you know, copying each other.
Mhm.
And then I love how like when you hear the they scream like.
They just freaked out.
It was great, and we're not making fun of you.
No.
If the girl who made that video sees this channel, I
Yes.
promise we're not making fun of you. We thought that it was awesome.
We laughed for hours. You
was-
gave us joy.
It was great. Best reaction
Yes.
video I've seen for the season 9 finale.
Right?
Okay.
The other ones were kind of boring. I don't laugh at crying.
Well, I mean, she did cry, but like I thought that it was funny how they were all screaming, and then she just was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
You know, she was, you know.
Of course, the others were all still screaming.
But the others were like, "F you," and I'm all chill.
Yeah. It's like,
It's like, didn't you like seriously think that that would happen? I mean, come on.
yeah, the
It
series
was bound
is
to
totally
happen
building
eventually.
to that.
I mean, okay, I guess we can talk about the season 3 thing. You know, in
Yeah.
Dream a Little Dream of Me, when they're all having those dreams and everything about their fears, and we see the other Dean, and he shows him, he's like, you know, and I don't deserve to go to hell, and he like shoots him and all that, and then he like opens his eyes and they're demon eyes, and he's like, you know, you have to face it, you're gonna die, and this is what you're gonna become, you know. And I thought that it was cool because, like, you know, we wouldn't think that it was foreshadowing at that point in the
Yeah,
show.
they didn't even think they were gonna make it this
Yeah,
far.
they didn't think that they were even gonna make it
They're
to
gonna
season
like
10.
end to 5, right?
Yeah.
But you got 5 extra seasons.
And so the fact that now that's happening, it's like a really cool foreshadowing.
Yeah, it is an unforeseen foreshadowing.
Yes. Which I think is awesome.
It is. It's amazing when you get to go back and you see things that, like, they were planned there, they were
Yeah.
planted there, but they were never planned to happen. You just didn't think
I mean,
they
I think
were.
in the purpose for that one, they were saying that that's what he would become when he went to hell. Because, you know,
Because of all the
they
souls
didn't-
he's tortured.
yeah,
and,
because they didn't know what was going to happen in season 10 at that point. And
Yeah.
so, if you look at it that way, it was probably meant like this is what you're going to become when you go to hell and you torture all these souls and everything.
Yeah.
So, but now that it's like totally different, it's like even more awesome.
Yeah.
And that episode was on recently, so that's why I wanted to like mention it, because they showed it in like a rerun again on TNT, and I was like, oh yeah, this, and she didn't remember it, and I was like, yeah, he gets the demon eyes, and I'm like, that's really cool foreshadowing. So
I haven't seen season 3 since like the year after it aired.
yeah, so oh, and I also read on one of the like the fan forum thing where they were saying they wonder if he's gonna like remember his old life before he was a demon, and they're like, well, Cain did, so
Crowley does.
yeah, and Cain did, so he probably will too. And he's not possessed by one, it's him.
Yeah.
He was brought back to life as a
Uh-huh.
demon, so it's different than like being possessed by something.
Yeah.
It's still him, he just was brought back as that.
Yeah. And a demon is a human soul that got twisted.
Yeah. And
Still dealing
God
with
knows he's definitely a twisted soul.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yes. I mean, they've both gone through a lot of crap, but I think Dean's gone through a lot more than Sam.
Yeah.
Because of
Oh,
everything. Okay. So they do conventions on a regular basis. And there was this one person on Tumblr who went to the Dallas Con, which was like 2 weeks ago. And he got to do a meet and greet with Jensen.
Yeah.
And it was like about 20, 30 people in the room. It was a pretty small room, and it's like a 30-minute long thing, and they get to ask questions and all that. And some people asked, like a few people asked different things about season 10 that he answered. And so I thought that we would talk about that. Yeah. So the question was, somebody asked about how he was enjoying season 10 and playing Demon Dean in comparison to season 9. And he said that he's really enjoying the difference, and he talked about how 9 was really hard on him because it had to be really dark to get to that place. And it had, and in order to set up for
really
season 10.
Season.
Yeah, and to like, it had to be really dark to go into season 10 as well.
Yeah.
And
becoming a demon would be a dark thing to play.
Yeah. And so he said he talked about, you know, dealing with the depressed feelings and like that being hard for him to do when he would like, because he would take it home with him.
Yeah.
And anyway, he continued by saying that he's playing Demon Dean carefree rather than dark and brooding. And then he gained inspiration from this person named Kim Manners. I don't know if she was like a casting director or somebody that probably was from the crew of the show, whose advice was to just give them what they expect in a way they never expected. And so he said that some people expected something scary from Demon Dean, and they expected him to be dark and evil, but by playing it not caring and carefree, like, that's even more scary, because what's scarier than a Dean that doesn't care? Because he cares immensely.
Yeah, like, he tries to put it off. The Dean doesn't care for anything.
I mean, he doesn't let people in very easily, but when he does, he's, like, super, super caring of that person.
And he tries to put it off as, no, I don't.
Yeah, and I mean, he even told Kevin, like, you know, Kevin was like, you know, most of the time when I trust you, I'm disappointed, or what, something to that effect. And he's like, well, you're family, and regardless of what happens, like, you know, we care about you. We're not just using you because we need you to like translate the tablets. Like, we actually care about you.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, so like, it's really scary when he doesn't care. Like, Sam could have a problem and he's like, I don't care, I'm a demon now, screw that. You know?
Like you said, what's scarier than a Dean that doesn't care?
Exactly. And then somebody asked more about it and just how that story was progressing. And he didn't want to give too much away, but he just talked about how how like once the demon is gone, he's back to being more happy-go-lucky and like eating pie and joking and stuff like he used to do. And that, but the mark is still present, and they have to deal with that.
Yeah. And
they'll deal with it together.
I was kind of hoping he'd be a demon for the whole season.
Well, I hope that it's more than like 2 episodes. Like, I hope, you know, it's probably going to be like the first.
I mean, I know he's not going to be a demon for the fan fiction.
No, not the 200th episode.
I mean, he could be, but I doubt it.
I doubt it.
Because I don't think that episode's going to be in continuity.
No, it's not.
It's just going to be like a filler episode.
I think it's going to just be like a special, like, separate episode. Kind of like, you know, The French Mistake was, where they played themselves, you know? That wasn't, like, really going with what was happening in season 6. It just was kind of a separate
when they went
thing.
to the alternate universe where it was just a TV show?
No, when, like, yeah, when they were in the TV show Supernatural, and they were...
They went home and discovered that Jared had married Ruby.
Yes.
Yes.
That one, The French Mistake, in season 6. That one wasn't like in continuity with what was going on in season 6.
Yeah.
So
that's
it'll
what
probably
we call fillers.
Yeah, filler episode. It'll probably be the same way with the 200th episode. But anyway, I'm thinking that it might be like for the first maybe 4, and then after the 200th, maybe it'll continue for like 1 or 2 more episodes. But it's not going to be the whole thing. So,
unfortunately.
But anyway, And it was like he didn't say anything about Dean dealing with what he did as a demon and coming to terms with that, but I'm sure that he won't just revert to being a human and forget what he did and not feel remorse for it.
Yeah, I mean, he remembered what he did in hell.
Yeah, I'm sure that like he'll know, because he'll obviously remember his old life before he was a demon. And so I think that they're not only going to have to deal with the mark, but they'll also have to deal with, you know, the repercussions of what happened when he was a demon too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
That's pretty much it.
Okay.
Unless you want to talk about anything else.
Well, is there anything else you'd want to see happen in season 10? Like, you know, like, what do you want to see?
Well, I know that, like, it's hard for them to really be with anybody or have relationships, but I really would like to see at least one of the women that he was with come back in some way. Like, I would.
Yeah.
I mean, Jo, it would be hard because she's dead, but, like, Lisa's not, and I liked her and Ben, and he thought of Ben as his own kid, okay?
Yeah.
Like, seriously, sometimes I think that she was lying when she said that it wasn't his, because they were so much alike. And when he first meets him, he's like, holy crap, you know? Like, he seriously thought that it was his kid. And because it was around the time that, they were together around the time when that happened.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they were. Or it was after it. I don't know, but whatever. And so that's why he thought that, because it was kind of close to the same time.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, maybe somehow she would, like, remember or get her memories back of like, their time together or something. I don't know. I just want to see that. Because, like, they said that, like, favorite characters are returning, so we might get
that
to see
better mean Charlie.
Yeah, I hope Charlie comes back. She seriously needs to come back.
She does.
Because she's the sister he never had. And, like, she could seriously...
The episodes with Charlie are always my favorite.
They're awesome. And I loved that hug when she was like, I love you. He's like, I know.
Yeah. And then, but the good thing is, we know that she didn't mean it in the way that we as fans probably mean it.
No. She didn't. She meant that she loves him like family.
So we don't have competition in Charlie, because that would be a hard one to beat.
Besides, she's a lesbian, okay?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But I mean, I think that she would really be able to, like, help in some way in season 10 with, like, curing him or whatever. Yeah. And maybe Sam will, like, call on her to help him. Who knows?
Yeah.
I hope that happens.
Together 3 times and go, there's no place like Charlie. There's no place like Charlie.
I hope that happens. And maybe I don't know. Maybe we'll see Kevin as a ghost again, or or Bobby. I don't know. Everybody likes Bobby. So yeah.
Totes. But if Charlie came back, would Dorothy?
Maybe.
There's a question for you. What do you guys think?
Maybe, because if Charlie wants to go back to Oz, wouldn't she need Dorothy to come with her? Or she just needs the key to get back?
She just needs the key to get back.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe
and if they're still running the rebellion, then...
Maybe they'll make it so Dorothy and Charlie are a thing.
Yeah.
I don't
Maybe
know.
they adopted some random Ozian kid.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know.
Maybe.
But yeah, I do hope some of those characters come back. So
yeah, it's not the first supernatural creature she's been with.
No,
she was with a fairy. How would Dorothy compare to a fairy? I'm sorry.
I don't know.
But okay. So those are our thoughts and everything on seasons 9 and and speculations on 10. If we missed anything, or if you have anything to add, put it down in the comments below.
Yes. And just thanks for watching our videos, because we are getting some newer viewers, and I'm sending the links to some of my friends and stuff so that they can watch it. So yeah, thanks for watching.
Yeah, share us with your friends.
I hope that you enjoy our random thoughts and our silliness.
Yeah. So. I'll probably be back to my normal self next week.
Yes.
Just in time.
6 more days.
So it will probably be more like the first thing we did, more like last time's video. Sorry for missing last week. We didn't really have much to talk about, so we figured we'd put it all in this video.
Yeah, because I mean, this way it's closer to when it's premiering, so we can just kind of do one with our thoughts on ending on season 9, because at that point we hadn't finished season 9 yet.
Yeah.
And so now we can like really kind of do a recap and everything, and so it's better.
Yeah, and when it comes close to the 200th episode, we'll be doing a special video. Or at least that's what we're planning. We're talking about doing.
We are wanting to. Hopefully, we can do something fun for that.
Yeah, we want to do something fun for.
I mean, we could
200.
even like bring in some like old stuff from other episodes and like do like a compilation. Like scenes or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you could do that.
I could do that. Yeah. Put that together or something.
So we'll try and do something special for 200, because you don't get much more specialer than that unless we make it to season 20.
Which I don't think is gonna happen.
No.
I think by that point though.
But we can hope. Dean will still look hot by then.
I think by that point they will have like, you know, had them die and come back to life so many times.
They could have kids and we can follow their lives.
Yeah, that's
They'll be the grandparents. They'll be the
and then they can finally settle
grandparents.
down and be happy. But
Yeah,
I don't think that's gonna
Dean
happen.
will ever settle down. Sam could. Dean couldn't.
Yeah, because like I think like there was this question and answer thing that Jared and Jensen did that the CW channel posted, and somebody asked them like how they think it'll end, and they're like, yeah, we think it'll end bloody. Like, we don't think that they'll necessarily get that happy ending. They'll probably both die or something. Or
I think Sam will die and Dean will live on. Not just because I'm a Dean girl.
because he just feels like Jared was saying that he feels like if they just were to kind of move on and stop doing that, all the things that they did and saving people would just be for naught.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of have to just have to do it guns blazing and just kind of,
Yeah.
that's what they died doing, basically.
Yeah, because Sam has said multiple times, why didn't you let me die? I was ready to die this time. Well,
But Dean doesn't want to be alone.
yeah, but you know what?
And I think eventually he
Sam's
might
ready
kind of
to
get
die.
used to that, where he's just going to be like, I have to accept it. I have to accept that he doesn't want to live. Like, he wants to die, and I just have to move on with my life.
So if Sam's always just ready to throw in the towel when he dies, then
And this is kind of
Just let him
long,
die.
but I did want to mention one more thing. Another thing that was mentioned in that con that this person went to, he asked him, like, in the 9 years that they've done the show, if there's anything that, Jensen wished that, like, Dean had done differently. And he said sometimes he wishes he wasn't so quick to be the sacrificial one and just kind of, like, do that all the time. But he said, on the other hand, that's who Dean is. So whether he likes it or not, that's just part of who the character is.
yeah.
And stuff. Like in Trial and Error, when, he said he was the grunt, and and Sam was like, no, you're not the grunt, you're like the best hunter I know, or something. And so he just sometimes wishes that he wasn't always the one that was so quick to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. He gets hurt too much.
Yeah, he does.
But hey, that just means he has to take off his shirt to heal those wounds.
But I think that's what makes
All
him such an
over.
amazing character, is he's just got all those layers, and he's so complex, and he's got so many things that just make him human and realistic, and people can relate to that. And I think that that's really awesome.
He got those feels.
Yeah. I mean, Sam is relatable too, but I think that Dean is sometimes more.
Yeah.
More so. Because I think a lot of people deal with, like, crap where they just don't want to, they just push it away and they don't want to deal with it. And Sam's the one that's the emotional one, and that comes out, and, like, he wants to deal with it, but sometimes when he deals with it a certain way, it messes it up more.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be mean. I mean, I do like Sam once in a while, but, Dean's usually the one that's a better judge of character, and he's usually one that is better at figuring out what needs to be done, and he's the one that will do it for the cause more, and Sam is kind of the one that wants to do it for the person more sometimes. Like, he'll be like, well, why can't we just let this person go or help them? And it's like, no, we have to do this because they're evil, they're a monster, and we need to kill them, whether they're human or not.
Yeah.
You know? So,
Yeah.
I mean, there are times where they've let them go, but usually they don't. I mean, where Dean's concerned now. So.
Okay. Wow, we've gone for a long time.
I knew this would be longer than the other one, but that's okay. It's Supernatural's better anyway.
It is. It is. Supernatural is better than Once Upon a Time.
They're both great shows, but
They are.
I have to say Supernatural's better.
Yeah, if I had to choose to watch one while it aired and the other recorded, I would watch Supernatural while it aired.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so I think that's it. Is that it? Okay.
Sorry, I'm not going to add any more. It's done. I'm done.
Okay. Well, you can catch our Once Upon a Time video for episode 2 next Monday. You can catch our Supernatural review for
Next
episode
Wednesday.
1 next Wednesday.
Yay!
I will actually be catching up on the Legend of Korra this week because apparently on Friday the new season airs. I just heard that. 2 seasons in 1 year is kind of...
What channel is that on?
Oh, it was on Nickelodeon, but now they are specifically only airing it online. You can find it on Google Play, Nickelodeon.com,
Oh, cool.
and on Amazon. They do not put it on iTunes because Apple doesn't pay enough. So, yeah.
Excuse me.
So season 4 for that will be up, so I'll be doing those reviews soon. I'll figure out the day I want to do it and I'll post it. And yeah, the Doctor Who videos that I'm doing will be up by Sunday or Monday after our Once Upon a Time videos. Depends on when I have time because I got all this homework I have to do. 3 English classes and 1 math class. I'm insane.
School sucks. Although it's probably better than a job, except with a job you get money, but
Yeah.
a lot of times at jobs they treat you like crap, so.
Yeah.
My mom always tells me that she'd rather be going to school than going to work. So.
I think almost anyone would rather be going to school
Except
than work.
if we got paid for going to school, then that would be even better.
Yeah.
But that's a different thing.
Yeah. Okay. So, if you liked our video, if you think of anything that you want us to do or talk about, then put it down in the comments below, and we might make a special video for specifically that.
Yes.
Because we do want your input, and we want to be able to have conversation with you, not just in the comments. So, if there's something you want to talk about, then let's talk about it. So like us, comment, subscribe, and have an awesome week.
Yes.
Carry on.
My wayward son.
Raven out.
Starfire out.